Okay, so in this series of videos, I'm going to be taking this scan and building a full high-resolution custom MetaHuman rig. This scan is from a website called ScanSoup. You can find them on Epic Games Fab website. This scan was actually provided for free when I signed up to their service, and they kindly provided a full set of scans. So this is ideal for building a nice high resolution fax rig, and it also includes a HMC video that we can track using the monosolve in Unreal Engine. So this is an ideal data set for doing something like this. So first thing I'm going to do is just export this mesh. So right now you can see the resolution of this. So this is just a raw scan, and we're going to export this as an FBX so that we can bring it into Unreal. So let's call this raw neutral. So I'm going to set the current preset to the default one. I'm also going to change the up axis to Z so that it works with Unreal. Let's export. Okay, so that maybe took a minute to export. So in Unreal, I'm just going to make a new folder with the same name. And we are going to import our mesh. So I'm going to set force all mesh as type to skeletal mesh, just so that it comes in cleanly. We don't need animation. We do want materials. We do want textures. Okay, so that took a few minutes to import, so I'm just going to save before I do anything else. We can delete our physics asset. So let's just open up our skeletal mesh just to make sure everything looks as we expect it to. Okay, yep, so that looks great. Cool. Okay, so what we need to do next is create a MetaHuman identity. And I'm going to name this MHID0063 female 55. Open it up. And we are going to create components from mesh. And we are using this one. So this will take a moment. Okay, there we go. So what we're doing here is basically the mesh to MetaHuman process, just to give us a starting point. So what the documentation recommends is to use the unlit mode so that you don't have any shadows. So you want to get it framed up nice and central. Let's set this as our front view. So I'm going to hit track markers. There we go. So I would suggest having a mouse handy, because you will need to use the mouse wheel to zoom in on this image so that we can take a look at how well our tracking markers have identified our landmarks. I would say it's actually done a really good job. So I am maybe going to make a little tweak to the corners of the mouth. So if you've got too many tracking markers, you can Alt left click to remove these. Okay, so I made some slight tweaks to the nasolabial fold there. I'm going to leave the eyebrows as is because they look okay. The main thing is that they just need to be pretty symmetrical. So I'm going to go ahead and hit MetaHuman Identity Solve. Okay, so that finished, and what we can now do is start having a look at some of these hidden contours. So these are solved by that metahuman identity solve. Yeah, I'm going to make some adjustments here. Okay, let's take a look at the eye crease. Okay, yeah, I see we need to make some changes here. Okay, so I've made some adjustments to the eye creases there, because it doesn't always get a good match in there, so that will help a lot. So let's take a look at these. Okay, so I think that should do. I'm going to just save before we move on. So we're going to click Auto Rig Metahuman Identity. So that will take a minute or two, and you should get this message saying that it's completed. Hit OK, and save again. So now that we've completed this initial process of creating a metahuman identity, we can go up to metahuman identity and export a DNA file. So this is what we're going to need for the next part of the process. And then I'm also going to export the template mesh. So once that's exported, we should get this template mesh in our content browser, and we can export this. So a couple of settings we want here. We want the source mesh enabled, but we don't need morph targets. And we do want the preview mesh as well.